Recently, I've been having a problem. Despite having relatively productive days, working in 2 jobs, studying cinematography on the side, and making YouTube videos about that, every day I would go to bed feeling unsatisfied or unaccomplished. And I believe one of the main reasons for this is because I had to sacrifice a number of daily habits that I had, which I believe are very important for a healthy life, both physically and mentally. These are things such as journaling, reading, working out, and meditation. And I knew I had to get them back into my life. And I'm not even mentioning just having some leisure time for myself. Being inspired by people such as Jocko Willings and David Goggins, who no matter what will do everything that they can and put in the work to reach their goals, which is absolute badass. And after quite some consideration, I decided to make an experiment or a challenge and try to sleep 5 hours per day for 30 days and see whether that would improve my productivity. It started out so well, but soon things didn't go as planned. Alright, the challenge starts tomorrow, 18th of January 2021, and as final preparations I did 4 things. First, I create a homemade calendar so that I can cross out every day that I completed in this challenge. I also created a schedule for myself, since this whole challenge revolves around a certain amount of tasks that I want to do on a daily basis. And I also set up my alarms so that they can help me to wake up. Now, I also configured my lights so that they will turn on automatically as soon as the alarm starts ringing. Quick disclaimer, as per the experts, the recommended amount of sleep for an average human being is anywhere between 7 to 9 hours. My sweet spot is currently at 7, and this experiment is purely to satisfy my curiosity. Good morning everyone, it's day 1 of the challenge. It's currently 5:30 in the morning. I already went ahead, made some breakfast, large pot of tea going, which is amazing. I woke up surprisingly easy and with a lot of energy, considering I only slept for 5 hours. And considering that for the last week or so, I've been sleeping very bad, and despite sleeping for 7 to 7.5 hours, I always woke up super tired. So it's a very nice start of the challenge. I am super positive, so let's get right into this. I have around 2.5 hours right now until 8 a.m. I'm gonna start with the first task of the day, which is writing my diary, and then I'm gonna start a course that I recently purchased on image editing. Let's see how that goes. See you later! Alright, so it's 8 in the morning. I feel really good, so happy that the morning was very productive, and just the notion that I forced myself out of bed so early just makes me feel like a champion. The first win of the day. Super cool, and now it's time to get ready and go to my main job. I hate running so much, God, especially when you haven't worked out for a whole month. But I feel amazing, and I broke a sweat. It's 7:40 right now, so it's shower, dinner, freelance work, and meditation. So I see ya at midnight. Just finished work, it's midnight. The fatigue finally caught up to me, but I still feel fine. Super productive day. I'm very pumped for this challenge. Now, just missing to do a 5-minute meditation just before bed, and that's it for the day. So we can safely mark this day as done. Woo! Good morning everyone, it's day 3 of the challenge. I thought I'd update you guys. I think you can see that I am getting quite tired. And I will admit that waking up is becoming harder and harder. The fatigue is building up. Also, the excitement of starting this challenge is fading away, which sucks. But as soon as it's around 7 o'clock and sunrise, then I'm starting to feel myself again. So I'm getting my energy back. During the day, I feel really good. And then around 10:20, I still feel fine. And then 10:30, the fatigue just hits me in the face really hard. And it's getting a little bit concerning, considering that I need to be concentrated and focused on my second job. But I hope this will change in the next couple of days or weeks, depending on how long I need to adjust to this crazy schedule. Nevertheless, overall, I am super positive, super happy of how everything's going, because I have so much time and I am actually able to finish everything. It's incredible. Love it. Done for today. Finally bedtime. I feel so tired today. It's day 8. 1 week since I started this challenge, and I thought I'd update you on the progress. So far, every day is becoming harder and harder to wake up, and it's actually making it difficult to concentrate. It's reducing my productivity. It also really depends on what I'm doing. For instance, studying is way more difficult than doing something like editing a photo. Also, I have these strange fluctuations in my energy levels. For instance, day 4 I was hyperactive, day 5 I was exhausted, and then day 6 I'm again fine. I don't know why it's happening, although I have an idea. Perhaps it's my diet. As an experiment, I'm going to be reducing my carbs from my dinners completely, replacing it with a lot of vegetables, so rich in fiber and just a little bit of carbs. Let's see if that will help, because I know that carbs make you sleepy. But overall, productivity-wise, I've never had such a productive week. It's insane. I feel like a machine. And that is really motivating to continue with this challenge. In the following days, the diet did the trick. I felt a more even spread of my energy throughout the whole day. It became easier to wake up, I was less fatigued in the evenings, and I even felt progress in my workouts. I made a big mistake. Yesterday was my birthday and I stayed awake for 23 hours. And today, after 5 hours of sleep, I'm awake. It's a good thing, I guess, because it means that I am adjusting to the schedule, but I have a feeling that a storm is coming. I gotta be careful about that. One thing or one observation that I wanted to share with you guys, it was really interesting for me to learn that, is that when you are hyped or excited for the next day, it helps you to wake up. For instance, throughout the whole week it was quite difficult to wake up every single morning, but this Saturday I just jumped out of the bed because I was hyped that it's my birthday. And then I also noticed this a few days before that. I was doing my meditation just before bed and I just told myself, repeated it a few times in my mind, I will wake up tomorrow. And it helped. I actually woke up easier. So I think it's also a lot to do with your mind and your mindset. You really want to create this desire and hype around challenging yourself the next day and doing whatever you need to do. I think it really helps. God, I am so exhausted right now, you cannot imagine. It might not look like it, but man. Right now, the last 3 hours at work felt like an eternity. I couldn't sit on one place on my chair. My body was just begging to lie down, even if it's the floor, it doesn't matter. I don't know what's going on. If this is because I didn't sleep for 23 hours, I get it. But why does it kick in exactly 5 days later? I would assume I will be so exhausted maybe the next day or the second day, but now, and the weird part is that literally 4 hours ago I was fine. I was just relaxing a little bit. So weird, so weird. Luckily I did my meditation just after my workout, so I don't need to worry about that, or I would definitely fall asleep immediately. That's good. So the challenge is fine. Let's see what time is it actually. Wait. Oh, it's midnight. Thank God. Time to have some rest. Yesterday was a close one. I actually thought I will not wake up, but nevertheless I forced myself out of bed. So thank God I did not fail the challenge. Today I actually feel fine. I think it's also because it's a really nice weather outside. I just came from a quick run, but that's it. I am taking it easy today. I failed the challenge after 18 successful days. But at least I went through more than half of it. If you ask me my opinion about the last 18 days, I will tell you that it's definitely doable. However, you need a strong will and desire to succeed. And I would not recommend it because it's quite unsustainable. If we look at the negative sides of this challenge, well, first of all, I was always tired on the hours that were outside my normal schedule. This is of course normal when you're trying to adjust to a new schedule, but the problem was that it didn't feel like it was getting better. Waking up was getting harder and harder, and my productivity was decreasing. And then in the evenings, I had this fluctuation in energy where sometimes I would be very active and sometimes I would be literally a zombie. Even though I did kind of fix that with a better diet, but nevertheless it was quite annoying and hard to concentrate. So overall, the challenge is about productivity and I was basically losing it. And I do not know how it would be a month or two later, but the way I felt, the adjustment period would be way more than a month. Secondly, I think it's worth to mention that I am single and also there is no social life right now because of the pandemic. And if we consider those two things, I think this schedule or this challenge would definitely interfere. Because let's be honest, the only reason why you would do this challenge is because you don't have enough time to do everything that you would want in one given day. So once you finish everything and you find the time to allocate to your loved ones, most probably you'll be just too tired to do anything really active. So you need to readjust your schedule in a way where you have enough energy to allocate for your loved ones. Although this is not always the case, it really depends on how much flexibility do you have. The same thing applies to social life in general. Now it really depends on how many social outings you generally have, but the more you have them, the more you need to plan, and that can become very, very complicated or just simply a hassle to deal with. On the other side, the first positive benefit was, of course, productivity. I felt like a machine. I was able to do so many tasks, sometimes even more tasks. In the last 18 days, I was more productive than in the last 2 weeks, to be honest. But even though I felt like a zombie sometimes, I bulldozed through this and I did my job. There was no excuse. It was amazing. Secondly, waking up in the morning was awesome. Once you push yourself and you get out of the bed, it's an instant win for the whole day. You just feel like a champion. In my case, like an unstoppable force or a superhero. And that translates to the whole day. Every task that you do, you just feel way better, way productive. I really love it, and it's even better when you join it with enough sleep. And the third positive point about this challenge, and this is actually a lesson I learned by doing this challenge, and that is that your mind is a beast of a machine. Once you have your mindset right, once you convince yourself and your consciousness that you really want to achieve something and you really desire it, you'll be able to go through any kind of hell to get there. And that is an amazing thing that a lot of us don't realize until we actually face something very difficult and we pull through it. And that is single-handedly the only reason why I could ever recommend you to try to do this challenge. Just to prove yourself that your body and your mind can do way more than you think you can. Overall, basically, I have quite a positive feedback about this challenge, even though I cannot really recommend it. And in fact, I'm gonna continue, and this time I will try to sleep 6 hours. I'm interested to see how that goes. Hopefully it's gonna be easier. And if you're wondering why am I still doing this, well, it's best explained with a quote from Muhammad Ali. He said, "I hated every minute of my training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." Right now, what I am doing with these experiments and with all this work is planting seeds in the ground for future growth. And on this note, thank you for watching. I hope you found this one entertaining. Drop a like, consider subscribing. This really helps to support the channel. And please let me know in the comment section below if you actually like this kind of content. It's a little bit different from what I post. And also drop your suggestions of what kind of productivity hacks and tips or challenges that I can try out. It would be really fun. And as always, thank you for watching and I see you in the next one. Пока!